Hey everyone, too many of us live the same year on repeat and call it a life. But life's too short to stay stuck in one spot. Let me walk you through 5 signs it's time to shake things up. Every day, millions wake up, throw on clothes, grab a quick breakfast, and head to work. They sit at the same desk, chat with the same coworkers, tackle the same tasks, and drag themselves home, exhausted, counting down to the weekend. Then Monday hits, and it's like hitting reset on the same old loop. That's what being stuck feels like. You're alive, but you're not really living. You're moving, but not getting anywhere. It's like running on a treadmill. Lots of effort, sweat, and energy, but you're still in the same place. You start asking yourself, why am I doing this? Where is it leading? What's the point of all this? That stuck feeling isn't a sign of weakness. It's your life nudging you to make a change. I hear from so many young people who say, I feel empty. I don't know what I want. But here's the thing. It's not that you don't know. It's that you're scared to admit it. Deep down, you feel something's off. This isn't the life you imagined, but change feels risky, so you push those thoughts aside and stick with what's familiar, even if it's draining you. Being stuck is like living in a tiny room with no windows. At first, it seems fine. This is just how life is, you tell yourself. But over time, the air gets stale. You crave fresh air, but the door feels out of reach. Here's the truth. That door isn't locked. You can walk through it any time. Fear whispers, what if I mess up? What if it's worse out there? So you stay, and each day feels heavier than the last. That stuck feeling, it's a signal you're not where you're meant to be. If you woke up every day feeling excited, challenged, or inspired, would you feel stuck? Nope. You'd be tired, sure, but it'd be the kind of tired that makes you grin. I once met a guy who'd been at the same job for 5 years, feeling like he was going nowhere. He said, I show up, but I don't feel alive. It's the same thing every day and nothing changes. I asked him, why not try something new? He said, this is safe. I get a paycheck. Risks are scary. I told him, you're already paying a price, your time, your energy, your life. That paycheck can't buy back those years. The worst prison isn't walls or bars. It's a routine with no growth. When you relive the same day too long, your spirit gets weary. You stop dreaming, hoping, trying. One day, you realize you've lost faith. Life could be different. Being stuck creeps up slowly. You think, maybe next year will be better. 5 years later, you're still saying it. 10 years pass, and nothing's changed except your age. That's the trap. You get so used to feeling stuck, it starts to feel normal. But deep down, you know it's not. It's a wake-up call to switch paths. You feel stuck when your work doesn't spark anything in you, when you know you're capable of more, but settle for less, when your dreams are vibrant, but your actions are lifeless. Ignore that feeling, and it won't fade. It'll just get louder, heavier, until you can't tune it out. Look around. People grumble all the time about the government, the economy, their boss, their job, their pay, their family, even the weather. Too hot? They complain. Too cold? They complain. But here's the deal, complaining changes nothing, action does. When you complain more than you act, you train your brain to lean into excuses instead of solutions. You start believing problems are bigger than you are. Slowly, you become a prisoner of your own words. You wake up, complain, go to work, complain, come home, complain, and nothing shifts because you didn't do anything. I met young people who say, I can't succeed because my family's broke. Or I can't start a business because the system's against me. Or I can't chase my dream because my country's a mess. I tell them, you're right. If you keep complaining, you'll always be right. But if you act, you'll find a way. Being poor isn't just about money. It's about complaining without moving. Every successful person you admire faced bigger hurdles than you. They didn't sit around whining. They got up and did something. Complaining's easy, action's hard. That's why most people complain, but few succeed. Action takes risk, responsibility, effort. Complaining takes nothing. So it's tempting, but the more you complain, the more it drains you. It saps your drive, makes you feel like a victim. And once you see yourself that way, you stop fighting. You wait for someone else to fix things, but no one's coming to chase your dreams for you. Met a young woman who hated her job. She went on for 10 minutes about her awful boss, low pay and unfair company. I asked, so what are you doing about it? She went quiet. She hadn't done anything. I told her, you've got two options. Level up your skills and get better, or leave and find something else. Complaining every day is the worst choice. You lose time, energy, and gain nothing. Complaining's like rocking in a chair. You're moving, but you're not going anywhere. The more you do it, the more negative you get. Soon you see problems everywhere. Even when they're not there, your world becomes a mirror of your frustration. Successful people aren't problem-free. They just act despite the problems. They say, yeah, this is tough, but let's try. They don't waste time blaming others or making excuses. They take small steps forward. Even a tiny step beats hours of whining. When you complain more than you act, opportunities slip by. While you're busy venting, someone else is out there doing. 5 years later, you're still stuck, telling the same story. Well, they've moved on. Opportunities are tricky. They don't always look like golden tickets. Often, they show up as problems, risks, or challenges. When someone says, here's a big opportunity, most people don't get pumped, they get scared. Why? Because opportunities come with uncertainty, and the unknown freaks us out. If your first reaction to a chance is fear, that's a red flag. It means your comfort zones become a cage. You think, what if I fail? Instead of what if this works? You picture disaster, not growth. So you back off, let the chance pass, and later kick yourself saying, I could have done that. I've met people who passed on starting a business, moving to a new city, or learning a new skill because they were too scared. Years later, they don't regret failing, they regret not trying. Failing stings for a moment. Never trying haunts you forever. Opportunities scare you when you focus on what you could lose instead of what you could gain. Life doesn't reward those who play it safe. It rewards those who move when others freeze. Every inventor, entrepreneur, or leader you admire faced a terrifying opportunity once. They felt fear, just like you, but they didn't let it stop them. Fear's normal. The difference is whether you let it paralyze you or push you. If an opportunity doesn't scare you a little, it's probably not big enough. Imagine you're offered a project you've never tackled before. Your brain screams, I don't know how to do this. What if I screw it up? That's natural. But if you only listen to that voice, you'll never budge. Ask instead, what if I nail this? What if I learn something huge? Most people don't ask those questions. They slam the door on possibility before it even opens. A student once asked me, what if I take this chance and I'm not ready? I said, no one's ever ready. You get ready by doing it. Waiting for the perfect moment is a trap. The world won't wait. Opportunities don't knock twice. If fear's calling the shots, you're choosing safety over growth. Safety feels nice now, but it's a slow death for your future. Opportunities aren't for special people, they're for everyone. The difference is who's brave enough to grab them. One of the hardest things is pouring your heart into something, staying late, waking early, giving it your all, and feeling like no one notices. Your boss doesn't see it, your coworkers don't care, your family doesn't get it. You start wondering, why am I killing myself for this? It's like shouting in a packed room and hearing only silence. You feel invisible, small, forgotten. That's when many give up, thinking, if no one cares, why should I? But here's the thing. Invisible effort is often the most important. Think of a seed buried in dirt. For weeks, nothing shows above ground. It looks like nothing's happening. But underground, roots are growing, getting ready to break through. Your effort's like that. It feels pointless at first, but it's building something. I've met people who say, I work harder than anyone, but I'm not promoted. I tell them, recognition isn't instant. It's like boiling water. Nothing seems to change until it hits that tipping point, and then everything shifts. It's tough when your work feels unseen, especially when others seem to glide ahead. The human heart craves validation, and when it's missing, frustration creeps in. Some people quit or coast, but that's why they never reach their potential. Growth takes time. No one sees the late nights, the failures, the small steps that lead to the big win. Every athlete, musician, or entrepreneur who looks like an overnight success spent years grinding in the shadows. Sometimes your effort's invisible because you're in the wrong place, pouring energy into a system that doesn't value you. That's when you need to work smarter, not harder. Ask, am I in the right environment? Other times it's about patience. Results don't come fast, but they come if you keep going. Then there's that moment when you can't ignore the voice inside you anymore. That voice is your dream. You try to drown it out with your job, your routine, your responsibilities, but it keeps whispering, this isn't it. You're meant for more. Your reality might be a cramped apartment, a job you dread, or a paycheck that barely covers the bills. But in your mind, you see something bigger, creating, leading, exploring. The gap between that vision and your daily grind starts to ache. When your dreams scream louder than your reality, you can't rest easy. At night, your mind's buzzing with possibilities, new paths, the life you want. But morning comes and it's back to the same walls, same struggles. That contrast hurts. Some try to silence their dreams, saying, be practical. Dreams are for kids. But a life without dreams is hollow. Dreams fuel progress. Every invention, every breakthrough started with someone whose dream wouldn't shut up. I met a guy who wanted to be an artist, but was stuck typing reports in an office. He said, I'm here, but my mind's elsewhere. I want to paint, but everyone says it's not realistic. I told him, if your dream won't quit, you can't bury it. It'll keep knocking until you listen. When your dreams outshout your reality, you're out of sync with who you're meant to be. It's like music only you can hear. You can ignore it, but it'll make you restless. Reality tells you to stay safe. Your dream dares you to leap. Reality says impossible. Your dream says try. Your dream is the truest part of you, craving freedom, impact, growth. That's why even a stable life feels empty without purpose. When your dreams take over, you start seeing possibilities others miss. You find energy where others burn out. Not because life's easier, but because your dream's a spark that keeps you going through rejection and failure. People will tell you to lower your expectations, to settle. But the more you try to silence your dream, the louder it gets. You can't kill it. You can only delay it. And that delay breeds regret. Dreams aren't just fantasies or glimpses of what you could become if you dare. Life's always sending signals, but we often ignore them, feeling stuck, complaining too much, dodging opportunities, working hard with no recognition, or hearing your dreams over your reality. These aren't just random moments, they're alarms. The universe is nudging you, saying it's time for a shift. Change isn't cozy, it takes guts to leave what's familiar and step into the unknown. But staying stuck hurts more than changing ever could. If you're trapped in routine, you're not living. If you're just venting, nothing gets better. If you shy away from chances, you're saying no to growth. If your effort feels unseen, you're planting seeds for a breakthrough others can't yet see. And if your dreams are screaming, you're ready for something bigger. You don't have to flip your whole world overnight. Just take one small step today. Those steps add up. Don't ignore the signs. Don't wait for tomorrow. Your life's calling. Answer it.